What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at Eglios the Puppeteer and my build that kind of made it work. So for me, I personally just don't mesh well with this playstyle, but I do have a build that works pretty good for me, and I do like what it can accomplish, but I would prefer to play Warlord. And I'm going to say right off the bat that Puppeteer is actually really reliant on perks. Like, Puppeteer is actually so weak without perks, in my opinion. So I promise this isn't a shill to go and watch my other video, but I do recommend at least watching Warlord, or if you can play Necromancer if you prefer that. Play that first, get a bunch of points from those characters, and then use that to level up Puppeteer, because Puppeteer is just really brutal. I went from basically having a 95% win rate with Warlord all the way to losing every match with Puppeteer until I hit close to max level. I think around level 40 I started popping off a little bit. But from what I can tell on Reddit, it does seem to be a crowd favorite, and you know, the abilities are really cool. It's very flashy. You get to possess a lot. But it is a very weird playstyle compared to the other two demons. Alright, so let's get into the perks of the Puppeteer. So firstly, the most important one is increasing the damage radius of Thunderstruck. We're going to be using a lot of elite units here with a huge focus on elite units, and this is just going to help your Thunderstruck ability be a little more consistent, and you'll be able to hit more survivors with each use. We're going to go ahead and skip the rest of the top row, and we're going to move down here to high voltage. We're going to go ahead and put 3 points into that, and that's going to increase the damage done by the Thunderstruck ability from elite units. That's going to be our main source of damage. Next, we're going to put 1 point into Scary or Demonic Dash, and that's just so that we can increase the fear. We want to be farming a lot of fear as the Puppeteer, just so that we can possess survivors a little faster. That'll be our other focus besides possessing the elite units. Next, we're going to put a point into Power Surge, mostly just to progress the 2 trees here. Next, we're going to max out the Demonic Demolition ability, and that's going to increase the damage inflicted by the Deadeye Berserker's self-destruct ability. The Berserkers are pretty useless. You'll notice that they'll self-destruct at the worst times, but sometimes you'll get a lucky hit and put some damage on. But compared to like Warlord's basic Deadeye's, they're pretty dumb, and they don't really do too much for you. You can get lucky sometimes if you spam. I do want to play around with a self-destruct spam build, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be that great until maybe a buff. Next, we're going to max out Berserker Blowout, and that's going to increase the blast radius of Deadeye Berserker's self-destruct ability. Again, this is going to be another perk that's super, super, super highly recommended for the Puppeteer. I'd say it's honestly mandatory, just so that you can actually get some value out of your basic units. A lot of good survivors just know how to dodge out of the way of your self-destruct abilities, and unless they're swarmed and busy with other things, like maybe you as the boss or you as an elite, they're going to just get out of the way very easily. This makes it a little more consistent with hitting them. Next, we're going to put 2 points into Fear Factor. Fear Factor I like at max because I don't like putting points into Demon Vision in the game. But this is going to help us find survivors a little more consistently, and that's something that's going to be really detrimental to Puppeteer, because what I've noticed is a lot of people, survivor groups, they will split into 2 groups of 2. They'll even split objectives because there's not much Puppeteer can do about it, so this just helps you keep track of people a little more often. Hopefully you can find them a little earlier, and then you can get them down and force them to group up into a 4-man unit. Just so you can get more value off your Thunderstrucks. This is a very, very useful perk here. We're going to put 2 points into Wicked Fast, and that's going to increase the respawn speed of Infernal Orbs. A lot of times I've found myself having issues with Infernal Energy outside of the main objectives, and this really helps you sort of maintain pressure when you otherwise maybe couldn't. So I'd say, honestly, this would be something you grab very early and then move into the basic buffs and then move into the elites too. We're also going to grab 2 points of Infernal Revenue, and that's just going to increase the amount of Infernal Energy received from the Infernal Orbs. Again, it's just going to help you maintain your Infernal Energy. We're going to grab 2 points in Lurking in the Shadows because we don't want people to start stealthing and we don't want them to hide. This is just going to, again, help us maintain pressure early in the game. And then we're going to max out Possession Extension. That's going to make it so that we can stay in our elite units a lot longer, which is what we want. We're going to be sitting on them as long as possible just to spam the splits and the Thunderstruck ability. Next, let's take a look up here. We're going to grab 1 point in Basic just to progress the tree a little more. And then we're going to grab Rocksteady Basic, again, mostly just to progress the tree. And then we're going to put 3 into Relentless Evil here. This is the most powerful perk for Puppeteer because you're going to be using that ability a lot. This is going to be a 30% cooldown reduction for your possess power, and it's a must. Like, you need this perk maxed out. It's going to make you so much stronger, and I noticed a huge power spike when I could use my ability more often. Next, let's go down here, and we're going to put 1 into Head Start. Not super necessary because you'll usually hit max by the time you find survivors in the map. But we are going to grab 2 points in Test of Time, and this is just going to make it so that you have more time to down the survivors on those big objectives, because again, they do like to split a lot when you play Puppeteer, and this can maybe save you from having to juggle both points as much, or maybe save you time to travel from point A to point B, that being the dagger and the lost pages, or the tome. Next, we're going to put 3 points into easy access. That reduces the amount of infernal energy required to possess any evil unit. So that's just going to make sure that we have more consistency with elites when we don't have our power possess, because we want to stay in an elite as much as possible to do as much damage. So that just helps you stay a little more consistent. We're going to go ahead and put 3 points into elite damage. It's going to give you 10% extra damage on elites just for downtimes when you don't have your abilities too. You're going to be slapping them with some basics and heavies, and you'll be able to down people a lot easier. Next, we're going to put 3 points into Puppet Master Elite, and that's going to increase the maximum health gained and damage dealt by possessively evil units. Lastly, we're going to max out Kandarian Fury. It's going to give you 3% extra damage per second the longer we're in a unit. Since we have a bunch of possession extension perks, this makes your elites do a lot of damage, especially once you reach those main objectives, which will be the strongest point for you. All right, heading into the game, we're going to take a look at the map. Always take a look at the map first, so you can see we're all 3 in a line here. Using spawn theory, we can guess they're going to be somewhere in this region up there, so we're going to head northeast and try to find the survivors ASAP. Now, your strongest point is going to be on the 2 main objectives. Obviously, we don't want to hit that before we're a decent threat level, so we do want to try and generate some fear, make them waste time, bother them before they can loot too many items. And, whoops, we're going to be stuck on that tree. And slow them down as best as possible before we reach that point, just so that we can have a higher threat level. Puppeteer does not do well behind. You want to try and stop them ASAP. Puppeteer is actually more of a late game demon, in my opinion. Especially with this elite build, you're going to be a late game demon. A lot of your games are going to usually end up near the dark ones, or at least to the main objectives, whereas warlord, you're going to shut them down a lot of the time before the 2 objectives. Again, I don't really like to waste time grabbing any of the traps early, because especially with Elagos, the Puppeteer, you're going to want to find them ASAP. And if you spend a lot of time trapping early, you're going to waste time trying to find them. And look, we've actually found the first map piece here. Let's go ahead and just start setting up, because they will be showing up here shortly. That's actually huge for us. It is at the top of the tower, so let's go ahead and start trapping everything. And they're going to have to go through a minefield. Now, we actually lucked out here, but again, you might not be so lucky sometimes. The survivors will spawn right by the first map piece. So just do your best. Make sure you're putting traps in front of them. That's basic demon stuff. Someone is close. He is alone. Let's get traps 2. It's unfortunate because if you place traps before your level 2 traps, it only spawns with level 1 threat generation. Now, Old Ash, the one who can cleanse, I believe that's Old Ash, he's a huge counter to you, because he can just force you out of your elites, and you don't have that much infernal energy to begin with. I see 2 people fighting someone here, and they're doing very well at keeping their fear down. One person does have a lot of fear, though. We got 2, and now we have level 3 traps, and that's going to get us our elite portals. Let's go ahead and try to get up top here. We can try and get some free elites and start doing some damage. And there is this bug sometimes where you have to look at the trap at a certain angle. I cannot get this one to go. Maybe we'll place one here. Maybe this one will work now. This is one little fix that I hope they do look into. But yeah, they're going to be hitting all those traps. We can get this one here, hopefully. Nice. There is some loot as well. And let's go ahead and grab Portal Elite. And you know what? Let's do Mini Ashes. Mini Ashes is kind of fun. Then we'll head down here, and hopefully we can get them to spawn us a free elite. We do have someone who is max fear. Honestly, let's go ahead and possess him. And we'll just make him do damage. It does generate a lot of threat. He's not doing too much damage to him. Very nice. Let's grab some infernal energy for when they do spawn some elites for us. Let's go ahead and put a point into possession. This is actually perfect. We have them exactly where we want them. It looks like they're not splitting as of yet. And it doesn't look like anyone's really gone up to the map piece. They're really looking around the bottom first. Let's go ahead and set up some more traps here. Looks like they already set these off. And we're going to have to just do a lot of runs of grabbing infernal energy. Just make sure you're trying to keep it topped off a little bit. Because even if you do your power possess, you're not going to be able to maintain that possession. It's still going to require some infernal energy, which is kind of a bummer. But it would be kind of OP. And they're just sitting here at the lights. We might even be able to get a power possess here. Has no one gone for the map piece? They must not know where it is. Oh, it's not in these buildings, guys. Nice. Let's go ahead and keep putting points into the elites. Again, making them just very, very strong. They already killed that elite, which is a big bummer. We can't pick up that infernal orb for some reason. Do have some traps here. Nice. That's just a normal Deadeye Berserker. We're not going to go ahead and possess that with our ability. They are doing some decent damage, though. And they haven't really gotten enough pink F juice to really mitigate a lot of the damage from Deadeye Berserkers. But by endgame, they're pretty useless. The vehicle's being driven. Guys, the map piece is up top. I don't know what's going on. This is the weirdest game. Oh, they're searching this little watchtower, but they didn't even try going up the main one. So let's show off the power possess. Let's go ahead and do a infernal thunderstruck. Let's do a split and do the clones here. The clones are just kind of annoying. Sometimes you can spawn a whole bunch of them. And we're stunned here, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and do a thunderstruck ability here. Nice, we downed him. He's gotta waste so much time fighting us. Can we get a zap off? Nope. Can generate some fear here, though. Let's go ahead and do another elite portal. Go ahead and possess red. Maybe we can down him again. Damn. All right, let's put a point into boss and then another one into the possession. Whoa, whoa, camera glitch. Some more scare traps here. They're having a lot of trouble finding this first map piece. We're low on infernal energy, so let's go ahead and try to find some nearby. Set this one up. Power possess this. Do a big zap. Nice. A split. And we'll just start hitting him. Oh, someone actually did go and get the other map piece. Finally. Come on, set off this trap, Arthur. I never actually saw it. I never actually saw it in action. That's hilarious. Right, Arthur. Hit this trap. Oh, yeah, we can definitely get the one out here. Nice, and we just got power possess. Very good. Let's clone. Is he giving up? No way. Let's do a heavy attack. Come on, Arthur, don't give up. Dang. I almost feel bad now. Let's go ahead and grab another possession point. We can put a proximity trap there. We're going to make our way back to the other survivors. We set up some more traps on the way on the stairs. Reynolds died. He can be possessed. We can do power possess here, actually. Let's do a zap. Split. And we'll just start doing damage. Oh, he must have been in the animation. Dang, how's he not taking damage? The split? Someone else is bleeding out. Another zap. That's your main focus. Just keep maintaining the zaps and you'll be fine. A split. You want to try to split as much as possible on cooldown, just so you can start building a huge army. Looks like he's still up top, isn't he? Yeah. Where is he? Oh yeah, he's just sitting up here. See, they're very good about dodging. That's why it can be sort of a bummer if you don't have a lot of good perks. But we've been possessing this unit for a very long time. So we have a lot of extra damage on us. Look, we even have generated 7 threat level just being in this unit. Snuck in a Thunderstruck there. Oh, they've shoved us all the way down to the bottom. Now we can start grabbing Infernal Energy just for some, what do you call it? Consistency. Let's go ahead and try to get a Demon Dash on him. Don't have any Infernal Energy. Very nice. Let's set up a trap. Oh, we're not going to be able to set this one up either. Shoot. Oh, he has some basics going after him. It's not looking good for him. While he does that, let's try to get some Infernal Energy before he reaches the other two. We do have another trap set up here. We do have our Power Possess. You can actually get 2 traps here. Very nice. Let's Power Possess this. Good stun. Let's go ahead and split. Kind of body block this a little bit. Now, if you do a sprint heavy attack, you do kind of a lunging attack, which is pretty good. Do another zap. Oh, he has his ability going, so it makes him so he can't take damage or get staggered. Go ahead and zap again. And that's going to be game there. So that's basically all you're going to be doing with the Puppeteer is, you know, you're going to be setting up lots of traps. You got to run around and maintain Infernal Orbs. You're going to use Demon Dash a lot to get those bursts of Infernal Energy. Power Possess if you can. Elite units as much as possible. Just split on cooldown. Thunderstruck on cooldown. And you're going to do a lot of damage. If you find that someone's dodging you a lot, like a hunter character, you just got to sprint and heavy attack on them. And then when it seems like they might be out of stamina, you're going to use your Thunderstruck ability to do a huge burst. But the longer you can stay in your elite unit, the better. Because of the Kandarian Fury, you're just going to be doing more damage the longer it goes. All right, I hope this helped. I know someone did comment on the Warlord guide that they wanted to know the priority, so I tried to build it as close to what I remember putting points into. But again, I didn't really level Puppeteer by playing Puppeteer. I leveled Puppeteer by playing Warlord, because Puppeteer without perks is a nightmare for you, not the survivors. But if you have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I'm glad to help. Otherwise, I hope this guide helped. I'll try and play around with more Puppeteer builds, like a Suicide Bomb basic units build. I don't think it's going to go very well, but it sounds kind of fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video or it helped you in any way, drop a like. Helps me out a lot. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one with whatever it is I'm doing. Peace out.